Welcome back to another episode of the Slice Tennis Podcast presented by Betway, hosted by Stephen Boughton and myself, JP Hovey. Thank you for being here. It's going to be a quick one for you guys today. We've got a lot going on. I had to work late last night. Steven's got a sick young one at the house, so he's low on sleep. So we're going to get in, get off, get out, and deliver every single piece of information you need to know about what's going on in the tennis world right now. We're going to go over our weeks. We're going to give you the best bet of the day. We're going to talk about Eala, what's going on with her in this little bit of a lull time in the hard court season. Then we're going to go over Denis. The guy didn't drop a set on his way to his third title. We're going to preview the hard court series in North America. Toronto, the 6. People aren't showing up, so we got to talk about it. And, of course, we're going to read the comments. We got a lot of comments last week. So if you want to be featured on next week's episode, leave a comment on this week's episode, and we promise we'll read it. This is the perfect example of us promising because we've got a lot of comments, but we're going to read them all. So thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Steven, you got a big week. You got some travels coming up this week.
That's right. I'm headed to Toronto in a couple of days here to go check out the start of the National Bank Open, which is great. I've never been to Toronto for this event. I've been to Montreal last year. We've had people from the Slice in Toronto before, and I've covered it virtually, but never like with accreditation during COVID, but never been there in person. So I'm excited for that. But the most exciting thing that happened this week for me was last night when Shepard took his first steps.
Oh,
he like walked, he took like 5 steps.
Paint me the picture.
Well, so he's pretty strong on his feet, and he'll like walk around the couch and stuff holding on. So he's been getting close to walking. And then his grandma had this like a little walker thing for him, but my wife doesn't like the colors, so she doesn't have it up in the house because it's like all these crazy colors. But then she brought it up yesterday, and he was like pushing it around like this little shopping cart, like walking behind it. And then we set him down, and I was like, put him like kind of three or 4 feet away from the couch, and we were just like, let's see what happened. And he's like boom, 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 and then like fell off the couch, and we were like, it was awesome.
Did he have a good reaction, or he wasn't really sure what was going on either?
Yeah, no, he's just like smiling the whole time. Like he's kind of smiling all the time in general, but like he was. I think he could tell that he did something cool. So that's maybe we're in a new era right now. He is sick as a dog right now, but building up that immunity, so that's good. What else happened in my week? Last week I played an amazing Ryder Cup style golf tournament in the interior.
Are you Steven Scheffler?
Yeah, Steven Scheffler and Scotty. I call my son now Scotty Scheffler.
There you go. That's what it was.
Shepard Scheffler. I'm trying to be. I played some terrible golf, but I don't know if you're familiar with match play style. We had 3 days of match play. So we had 2-man best ball the first day, singles match play the second day, and then 2-man scramble the third day. In my singles match play, I won my match by winning the last 3 holes in a row. Like I was down 2 with 3 to go, and then I won, down 1 again, tied. Going to the 18th hole, I've never been so confident. In my head, I was like, this guy's screwed. I'm winning this. Like, I know couldn't hit a fairway all day, but I was like, I know I'm hitting the fairway, and I know he's slicing his ball. He hit it off the planet. I piped my drive. It was raining, windy, crazy. We had some drinks, and it was just like, and I go in there.
How big was the fist pump?
Make a bogey, but I still win. And I'm like, I didn't want to rub it in his face because I felt bad, but me and my partner were like, it's just it's the greatness of golf. Like I felt like Tiger Woods, even though I shot like 98.
Dude, hey, breaking 100.
Let's go. So yeah, pretty good week in general, and ready to get more stuck into the tennis for the next few weeks. So, JP, how was your week?
It was good, but scratching that competitive itch at our age, it's because it's so hard to find, and when you do find it, you can't even put into words. It just feels so good to experience even just the slightest bit of it.
Oh, dude, you better know you know it, and like trust me, I was insufferable the rest of the night. I was just telling everybody, Like the guys were joking.
Drinks on me, guys. Y'all got to hear about hole 16.
Everyone in the city knew. Like I was like in our group chat the next day. They're like, "Hey, what was everyone's scores?" And I was like, "I won my match fight." And then with the guys, I was like, "Yeah, the entire city knows." Like you told everyone.
Bro, but it means more. Like it means more at this age.
Yeah,
because like you might not get that moment for another 10 years.
exactly. And I'm just never clutch. Like, and that was just like the most clutch. I was telling my partner with like 4 holes to go. I was like, I'm walking this guy down. Like I know he's mine. Like I'm winning this. No problem.
You had him in the scope. You're like, I can't wait to put my finger on the trigger and take the shot.
Oh, that was great. Yeah,
Headshot. Oh man, that's awesome. My week was good, man. First week back in Nashville for a while. We'll be out of town again this weekend, and then I think we'll be out of town the next, let's see, possibly the next 4 to 5 weekends, which can be tough a little bit. We're going to some fun places coming up, but it is a lot. I'm trying to think exactly what happened. It's funny, every time we recap the weeks, I always have the hardest time. It's like the one part of the show that I never think about or think to prepare for. So I'm like, it's got to be so easy.
I got a question. Yes. I got a question for you though. So you being away so much, traveling, you know, there's 2 potential issues there. I just want to make sure, like, do you know that Sitton's not going to any Coldplay concerts when you're away? And I want to, as a friend, that you're not going to any Coldplay concerts while you're away.
As much as I do love Coldplay, and I would jump at the opportunity to go to a Coldplay concert, I'm not going to one. Neither is she. Thank God. We did have a friend that was at the Coldplay concert that happened, which I asked her about it. And she was like, everybody could not stop talking about it when it happened, the whole thing. But Sitton and I, we talked about it. We're like, man, if we ever get on camera and, you know, it's an organic moment, we have to fake that scenario.
Yes.
And because then it will go viral. I mean, it probably wouldn't go viral because I'm not the CEO of a multi-$100 million company.
Yeah.
But if it did, it would be so funny for people to start doing their digging and then just seeing like wedding photos, all these happy photos.
They're like, they must be unhappy living a secret life.
Yeah. Well, I mean, great week on the internet. That was my week.
That was crazy.
Taking in all the memes. I love the people that they had like their junk food with them and they green screen themselves on. They're like, me when my trainer catches me eating my 8th cheat meal of the day or of the week, he like turns around with the sandwich. But yeah, it was good, man. I've seen a lot of movies this summer. I've seen F1. I saw Jurassic World. I saw Superman.
How was F1?
Dude, F1 was cool. They could have gone a little deeper on some things, but I really liked it. Brad Pitt, unfair. How well he's aged.
Crazy.
How cool he is.
Yeah.
Definitely been one of my man crushes for a while.
Word.
When I was young, I showed my barber a photo of Brad Pitt. I was like, hey, I want this. I want this cut. And I have curly hair when my hair is long.
Right.
Brad Pitt clearly has straight hair.
Right.
And I didn't find out until later that the guy was just kind of appeasing me of like, oh, yeah, man, we get you that for sure. And then I walk out with something completely different, but I don't know any better. I just know I told him Brad Pitt, and I don't think I look like Brad Pitt.
Yeah. I think you look like Brad Pitt. It's all good.
Yeah, Brad Pitt, Chris Hemsworth, you know, the usual suspects.
Yeah. All the same. You guys blend together.
Yeah, so no, I will not be in the next door for everybody commenting that. I've been seeing that YouTube comment a lot.
Yeah.
Will you take over for Chris? No, I'm busy doing this.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm also busy getting to the best bets of the day presented by Betway. Mm-hmm. And that is what we are about to get into for you guys. Hit an ace with Betway and get up to $200 if your first bet loses, plus 50 bonus spins, no matter the result. Scan the QR code on the screen or click on the link in the details section to create an account and redeem your offer. Offer is only available for new customers. Terms and conditions apply. And this offer is not available in Ontario. You must be 19 and up. Please play responsibly.
Mm-hmm.
Steven, DC, before the show, you kind of saw the board pretty clearly, responsibly clearly, with a certain name, with some certain odds. Mm-hmm. It seems like a pretty good bet considering how he's playing.
Yeah, so we're looking at the Washington ATP WTA 500 and just looking at the list of potential winners. Taylor Fritz, the number 1 seed, is the odds favorite to win at plus 350 to win the tournament. So I think that plus 350 is like a good amount of value because he played great at Wimbledon. I think in general his game is just, he's like very confident right now and putting it together. Finalist last year at the US Open. So this is kind of his time of the year. And I was saying to JP, like he's looking good. And I'm wondering if there's ever been someone who looks so good and also has like no chance of winning a major, kind of in my opinion, unless Alcaraz and Sinner both get shot.
Right. I feel like he's sort of moved into this Zverev spot, where Zverev was when he was playing really well.
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of Fritz is now that person.
Yeah, that's a good point. So he's there at plus 350, which I like. Daniil Medvedev's number 2 at plus 600, which I still think Daniil Medvedev has some results left in him for sure. Like
he does.
He's been kind of just on cruise control. Ben Shelton, it's interesting. Daniil Medvedev's actually ahead of Ben Shelton in the odds. Ben Shelton's at 650. Demonar's at plus 800. Holger Rune is at plus 1100. Tiafoe plus 1400 at home. Don't hate that.
Don't hate that at all. Dan Evans, about the champ.
Do you mean because he gave up his points 2 years ago?
Yes, because when he won it, how many? He won it like what?
2 years ago,
3 years ago?
And then last year,
yeah,
right, yeah.
And then he had a nice little first round win.
That's true. So that's a crazy pick, plus 1,500 to win. Dan Evans.
Oh, that is a crazy pick. Just put that out there again.
That is crazy. If you put $20 on him, like you win $3,000. If you responsibly, yeah.
We'll be at center court in New York if that one hits.
100. But yeah, anyways, that's the best bet of the day. I think Taylor Fritz plus 350s. Nice.
Sweet. And quick thoughts on Holger Rune and Andre Agassi. You see them working together?
I did see that. Yeah, I saw Holger saying this guy sees the game like no one I've ever seen. And yeah, that makes sense. I mean, Holger Rune has got an amazing backhand already, and Andre Agassi is like the backhand king. So I love that matchup, to be honest. And I love, in general, Andre Agassi like coming back. He's like, come on back to tennis. No, leave that pickleball. Yeah. Come talk tennis, talk strategy on the panels, coach Holger Rune. Love that, because we need Andre, one of the most iconic tennis players of all time.
I know, and it has to show that I think he watches the slice, because the other week we were talking about it. You gave that same spiel of like, man, I wish he wasn't carrying the torch so much for pickleball because he would be such a great ambassador of tennis. What do you know? 2 weeks later, he probably calls Holger's team up. It's like, hey, I was watching Steven on the slice. I think it's time for me to get back into tennis. And now I think everybody is about to benefit from it. The fans, Holger, Andre. But it would be cool. I don't know enough about, like, it seems like because he's always, mentioned as one of the greatest of all time, one of the greats. Mm-hmm. And I feel like there's not that many greats that, if Andre Agassi sticks with coaching, that actually do get back into coaching. Like, he's the first name like that I feel like has partnered up, hopefully for a long time, with a big player. Tell me if I'm wrong, but somebody of that type of status.
Yeah, the only other one I can think of is like Stefan Edberg. I think coached Federer for a while, but yeah, there's like the top tier great players like don't really coach, which for long periods at least. I mean, Boris Becker was coaching Djokovic for a while, but yeah, in general, Andre Agassi, love to see him back in the game, and thank you, Andre, for watching the slice.
Yeah, would love to have you on after you guys win Washington.
Absolutely.
So, love it. Dude, next our Alex Eala hour. And before we get into her, this is a shout out to another Filipino woman. I feel like it's fitting because last night I'm scrolling on TikTok and I see America's Got Talent. One of these accounts gives me the top 5 moments in the 2025 season. And I see Jessica Sanchez. She's a singer. She's coming in at number 5 on Best Moments. She got a golden buzzer, and her name sounded so familiar. And for those that don't know, back in the day, your boy was a diehard American Idol fan. And I'm thinking, man, why does this name sound so familiar? Then she does her intro. She says, "Oh, I was actually on the first season." I'm like, "Oh, here he goes." But I was wrong. First season of America's Got Talent when I was 9 years old. Now she's 29. She's a 1995 baby. She's back in this season. She is pregnant with her first kid. She's Filipino descent, but I was not fully wrong because she also made the finals of American Idol the year that Philip Phillips won.
Okay.
Now, I remember her voice being insane. I'm like, I'm surprised that she's able to compete America's Got Talent, but she's saying the beautiful things that I love. Whatever the Some Benson Boot song is.
Okay.
And oh my gosh, dude. Jessica Sanchez, she's back officially. No way she doesn't win America's Got Talent. So shout out to the Philippines for that as well.
Amazing. That's a great shout out for the Filipino crowd. Leave your thoughts on Jessica Sanchez below. Yeah, where's Alex Eala at this week, JP?
Alex Eala. You know what? Let me look it up.
Well, I can tell you. I can't tell you, but because she's still not playing, which is definitely a rock star move for her. Like she's just like, I'm not playing since Wimbledon, which it hasn't been that long, but when I Google her name, I see all these stories, the top stories. Someone told me, so one of our commenters told me that Filipino fans were very like essentially dramatic and emotional. They're like, talk about the wins, don't talk about the losses kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious. And I love that. I love being dramatic and irrational when it comes to sports. So top stories are Alex Eala drops to 69th in the WTA rankings. Filipino tennis star Alex Eala slips to number 69 in the latest WTA rankings. Daily Tribune, Eala falls to WTA number 69. Like, what was she at before? But I don't think it was probably 2 spots above that.
It had to be in the 60s or like high 50s.
So that's kind of like a non-issue. Like the rankings are changing every week. If you're not playing, you're definitely going to be slipping. But in general, I think she's doing great, and she's going to be not sure when she'll play next. But you would think, is she going to be in Montreal, and then Cincinnati, and then New York for the U.S. Open?
Totally. Shane, guys, don't hit the panic button on her. This is fine. This is the Carlos Alcaraz method of play.
Correct.
Where you don't got to play every single tournament. There are some things that are a little bit more important when it comes to the big tournaments, which actually is funny because Greeksport was on the Changeover podcast, and he won one of the tournaments right before Wimbledon, and then he lost first round, and they asked him, like, hey, when you play tournaments before a Grand Slam, do you kind of like shake your head after you win if you go far in the tournament before, because you're setting yourself up for a little bit of a tougher road in a Grand Slam?
Yeah.
And he's like, to be honest with you, man, no. He's like, at the end of my career, give me the title over a first or second round or third round Wimbledon run any day of the week, because when I'm done playing, they're not gonna be talking about how many third rounds of Wimbledon I made. They're gonna be talking about titles. So I want the titles, and I don't care what your opinion is. Give me the titles.
Yeah, I love that. Speaking of Carlos Alcaraz, he got mentioned somehow. He just dropped a post yesterday about him recharging. He says recargado, which I'm assuming means recharging. Just him with a bunch of his boys in like the south of Spain at this property. It just looks absolutely elite. I love how
that food. You see the food?
Yeah, I'm looking at that right now. That is crazy.
Carlos, please invite us.
Exactly, please. And I love how seriously he takes his vacations. Like he goes hard, wins the French Open, almost wins Wimbledon, and lays in the sun and goes hard. I feel like he just needs that outlet. He can't focus for too long on the tennis, and we love that. He seems like he gets like going go-karting with the boys, going to the club, eating that food.
Hey, it's how you do one thing is how you do everything.
That's right. Have fun. He has fun. So we love to see that.
Yeah, no, I think that's good, dude. All right, we get into him a little bit more later on, but biggest friend of the show, friend of both of us on the personal level, lifted his third title. Denis Shapovalov wins Los Cabos, third title I guess in the last, what, 2
What
years?
did you say? You had a crazy stat from these people who love to just like, that was hilarious. I think that's
For
his
all these
third title
people out
since
there,
November. And you know who
that's what it was.
the only
There's
other
only 3 players that have won three titles or more since November of 2024. Those 3 players, Yannick Sinner, Carlos Alcaraz, Denis Shapovalov. So to all the Denis haters out there, get wrecked. I almost put a certain finger up, but I don't want to have to blur it out in post-production. We're in the top 3, man. We're in the world class.
That's right.
Just like Greek Sport was saying, we take titles over these, whatever round exits in the Grand Slams. We want titles, and that's what Denis is getting. It was dude, I mean, compared to his run at Dallas, he had a way easier run.
Yeah.
Los Cabos, just with the people that are playing.
Yeah.
But man, if you are a player, like these are the tournaments you got to take advantage of if you're someone like him.
Oh, absolutely. Like the confidence that you get from winning a tournament like this is elite, and it couldn't come at a better time for him. Like he loves playing on the hard courts, and this is going into his hard court swing. So he will be playing in Toronto. Obviously, he'll be playing in Cincinnati and the U.S. Open. So those are 3 big tournaments in a row. He has played Washington. Like he played Washington last year, and he did pretty well there.
There was the controversy. Remember, they made him.
That's right. He got kicked out. Yeah.
So I feel like this was a personal reason why he probably didn't play it this year.
Yeah, it could be because because he went down there and he got the win, which is good because like you said, winning matters. Didn't drop a set. Played guys that I think in general were all lower ranked than him, but he could have played Rublev, but he lost in that. Rublev lost in the semifinals. But yeah, getting a title, huge confidence booster. 4th of his career, 3rd since last November. So we had him on the show in January talking about he had just won his 2nd career title in Belgrade, and he was like, you know what, people just talk and talk and talk. He's like, I just won a title, and you think people would be happy for me, but they were like, what? He's only won 2 titles? Well, as we said, now it's 4 titles. He's only won 4 titles. What a waste.
Dude. And people, I'm sure I haven't looked through any like comments of whatever the ATP Tour is posting or anything, but I'm sure people are under there talking about like, oh, this is like a give me tournament. The competition is lower, yada, yada, yada. But it's like, dude, at the end of the day, people talk about it all the time, how pretty much everyone ranked from 20 to 120 are all capable, high-level players and could be interchangeable to an extent. Obviously, Denis does have more weapons than most players, and more gifts. But it's like just because he's playing the 90th ranked person in the world doesn't mean that guy couldn't be ranked 35 in 3 months. Like
totally,
the margins are short, and anytime you can win a tournament, it's impressive, regardless of what the field's looking like seed wise. So it's important for the players too to celebrate those wins as well and block out that kind of noise.
Totally. And he, what helps block out that type of noise? Winning $135,000 just for a week's work.
And a cool trophy too. I like that trophy.
I'm just going to check where his ranking moved up to. So he moved up 5 spots to number 28. So Felix is 27. He's 28 in the world. Our boys are poised to cook. You know who's 29?
Who?
Stefanos Tsitsipas.
Dang.
Just crazy.
Dude, also the first one-handed backhand final since 2019.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Dang.
And then 2019, that was Tsitsipas versus Dominic Thiem.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me. We should have seen more of those. We should have seen more of those finals for sure. No doubt.
I know.
Question to you on Stefanos Tsitsipas, you saw Goran Ivanisevic's comments on his fitness level. Essentially, what are you doing if your coach is cooking you like that publicly?
From what I can see about, especially with how Stefanos' dad seemed to be, I feel like he is a guy that he might benefit from it. And it might not be as big of a deal to him as it could be to everyone else because his dad seemed like he could be a little bit crazy, a little bit tough on him.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I don't know. I feel like he's a guy that would respond fine to it, and it will piss him off, but it'll piss him off in the right way. And I don't think it will discourage him to quit. And with everything else going on with, the relationship kind of falling out, I think hopefully he's in that winter arc of his life where he's like, you know what, lock in, shut everyone out, and get back to where I'm supposed to be.
I like that. He's like, I'm gonna be in the gym, actually working, and get back. Yeah, I love that villain era,
right,
goblin era mood for him, because we need it. Like, he needs to get back up there. Him being 29 in the world is just crazy for me.
I know. You think after Denis won that he screenshotted the rankings and sent the photo to Felix with the eyes?
Probably.
Congrats on the Hopman Cup, but I'm coming for you.
The Hopman Cup. Shout out to Canada being the best team event country. Like, that's undisputed.
They have to be.
Like, literally since 2022, they won Davis Cup, Billie Jean King Cup, and Hopman Cup. And Felix is leading the way. He got a bronze medal, and Gabby Dabrowski, bronze medal at the Olympics. So that's a point, actually. Felix and Gabby Dabrowski are playing doubles at the mixed doubles event at the U.S. Open. And I'm like, they could easily win that.
They win that for sure.
Sleeper team for sure, because they both have played together before. Gabby Dabrowski is one of the best women's doubles players in the world, and Felix is a dog. So that's a sleeper.
Sleeper pick for the early odds on Betway. Those odds will be interesting whenever they come out.
Those mixed doubles super interesting. Those will be super interesting. But yeah, should we get into the North American hard court swing preview? Because we're in it now. We are in
Let's do it, man.
It's a great
Seems like there's a lot. Yeah. Awesome that Venus Williams, they won their doubles match. They beat Jeannie Bouchard.
Did they? Is that who they were playing?
Yeah, which I didn't even know until I started to see a bunch of videos, because it was a video of their court backed up into Riley Opelka's court.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody did a pan, and it was nobody watching Riley, and then pan over, and everyone was watching Venus.
Just a tough day to be Riley Opelka's opinions on that one.
That is, and of course, it was a doubles match too.
Yeah. Doubles women's match sells out, and really just crickets on his court. Which, to his credit, he said no one wants to watch Riley Opelka. But his point is that men's singles tennis like dries everything, but not on that day. And there was some criticism, I think, or eyebrows raised that Venus Williams got a wild card, and people were like, well, that should be for someone who's coming up. Like, she hasn't played in 2 years, and a lot of people fell on the side of, well, she is one of the legends of the game. So if Roger Federer in 5 years was like, hey, I'd like a main draw wild card at Wimbledon, you're going to give it to him. And at the end of the day,
that's how it should be.
Yeah, I think so. And that, the tournaments are trying to make money. If no one came to watch her match, I'd be like, all right, that probably shows that she shouldn't have got it, but she packed it out, and yeah, that looked like a great time.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin Durant pulled up like
that's great.
One of the biggest NBA superstars. The only way he's showing up is if Tiafoe is in, like the semifinals or something.
Yeah,
because they all kind of ride with him, or somebody like Venus Williams. It's like there's literally only two ways you get those types of names to come to a tournament like that.
100.
So that was cool. Washington, I would like to go to that tournament one year. It seems like a fun environment. Like, something about a Tiafoe home tournament. I feel like the buzz sort of. I feel like he creates the vibe from my perspective of like, oh dang, Washington. I know Tiafoe's going to be there. I know he's going to be turning up for the crowd.
Yeah.
I know that the other player, like the Sheltons of the world, are going to feed off of Tiafoe's energy. Tiafoe's fans are going to feed into these other players that Tiafoe rocks with.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a fun, upbeat, fast tournament.
Yes. No, I think that would be fun. He's got the Washington Commanders colors through the Lululemon.
Yeah.
By the way, Lululemon, we need the hookup. We're Canada's biggest tennis podcast. We're Canadian tennis. We need your Canadian iconic brand. We need it.
We need it, man. We need it so bad. We got to get in touch with them somehow.
I've been trying. So, anyway, speaking of Canada, we got to talk about it, JB, because the news this week was Djokovic, Jannik Sinner, Jack Draper, and now Carlos Alcaraz have all pulled out of the Toronto Masters 1000. And obviously, no one likes to see that. Like, we want these biggest tournaments on the ATP Tour, we want to see all the best players at. And yeah, what is your initial reaction to that? Because we had tournament director Carl Hale on the show, so I have some interesting thoughts, I think, on his perspective and what's ended up happening here.
He's got to be pissed. I don't really know what the rules look like for these guys when they pull out of a tournament. I don't know if there's like a fine associated or something, but it seems like, because I get it, like if you go deep into a Grand Slam and you do feel like you need more time, and ultimately like the season revolves around the Grand Slams.
Yeah.
But there is part of like your word, and you're only as good as your word. And it does put people like Carl and other higher ups in tough positions when you go back on it. And so it's for the fans, it's brutal. So I think, ultimately the more that this happens, especially like this, I mean, these are massive names that pulled out, all of the big ticket drawers.
Yeah.
It seems like it all plays back into that scheduling and how, is there a way to fix it? Do you play less tournaments so you can get these guys to these events? Because it makes it, the buzz now is like, okay, even for this episode, it's like one of the headlines is, all right, Toronto no-show disaster. It would be so much better to talk about the Toronto matchups that we were supposed to see.
Yeah.
So it's hard, man. It makes the slow part of it, just creates unnecessary slow parts of the season.
Yeah. And like Carl Hale, tournament director in Toronto's point was, because my question to him was, hey, there's been a lot of, from players and fans, a lot of people don't like the expanded format Masters 1000s. And his response was, we are trying to make, or the tour is trying to make these events like world-class, bigger, better events, more players. And, to get more people interested in tennis, they think they have to have more marquee events. And I get that. But this is the result now of these expanded tournaments as players are getting more worn out. And they're just like, we're not going to play them all. Like, we're not, because if, the U.S. Open and Wimbledon don't change their times, now Cincinnati and Toronto, which are the lead-up events to the U.S. Open, are both longer events. So Toronto moves closer to Wimbledon. Like, Wimbledon only ended like a week and a bit ago. Carlos Alcaraz and Sinner were in the final. Djokovic is almost 40, so he needs like extra long to recover. Although Djokovic hasn't played Toronto or Montreal, like I think he's only played it one time in the last 7 or 8 years. So to be fair, he never comes. But I think the rule, JP, is players there's 9 Masters 1000s events. You can only miss one if you want to stay in like the total year prize money competition and not get dinged for it. So a lot of players, actually Felix and Denis will sometimes skip Monte Carlo because they're going to play Toronto every time, Toronto, Montreal.
Right. Got you.
So I think a lot of guys looked ahead with their agents at the beginning of the year and they're like, we're not going to play Canada because we need a break there. And it totally screws. So if I'm the head honchos at Tennis Canada, I'm in the ATP office today just being like, we got to figure this out. Like, this is not, we can't have, and like, without doubt, the biggest ticket draws at the tournament not being there. And I've seen a bunch of, on the Twitter or Instagram on the Tennis Canada announcement, they're like, hey, we knew this all yesterday, and you guys have been selling tickets with Djokovic, Alcaraz, Sinner as who you're going to see. So it and it's definitely going to hurt the revenue of the tournament, them not being there. And so if I'm Tennis Canada, I'm pissed. I'm like, hey, you forced us to have these expanded tournaments, and now we aren't getting the draw that we got with the shorter tournaments. Like, this has got to change because it doesn't seem fair
at all, man. It's they gotta figure it out because again they're hurting everybody. I don't know. There's only so many weekends and so many days in the year, and it's like they're just trying to squeeze everything.
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
because then the 250s get hurt too. Like, no big player is going to show up to 250s, as this whole thing. And that's what another like big thing they're talking about in the tennis world is like how all the other tournaments are undermining ATP 250s. That's why you're seeing the type of people showing up at the Los Cabos one. And it's like nothing is going right in the tournament sector of the ATP tour when it comes to like consistency.
Yeah, they're trying to figure it out. So I will be in Toronto heading there Thursday. So I will be on the ground getting opinions, getting stories to tell you guys and try to get to the bottom of it. So we will figure it out, but it's still going to be a great event. But yeah, it's really not.
Oh, yeah.
You can't call it a world-class event. And like that's the goal is to make it. We need to make it like tier 1 events. Well, you can't call it that when Djokovic, Sinner, and Alcaraz right there. That's the whole thing.
The good news of it, though, man, if Felix or Denis make a run,
let's go.
Imagine.
Exactly. More opportunity.
Jumping.
But it's always been that way. Like Alexei Popyrin won the tournament last year.
Yeah.
Nothing since. Like it's actually been crazy. But that's a whole nother topic. But yeah, Felix Denis, open door at home and open door to our comment sections from last week. We have a lot of comments, so we're going to hop into those now, I think, JP.
Yes, sir. I got you right here.
All right.
We got Datara Inaxia 7783. Sinner Maniac. The outcome after Roland Garros is the Wimbledon final was almost poetic. These two guys are untouchable. They have no fear, and they have not picked yet. That's fear for the rest of the field. I hope Yannick repeats the last year from now on where he won almost everything.
So it sounds like he's a Sinner Maniac.
Yeah. Love it.
ND Goat T2N says, Sinner's ceiling is scary, higher than Carlos's, in my opinion.
And sorry, ND Goat, that just slipped out.
It just slipped out of JP. I'm not sure about that, but I know where he's coming from. I know where he's coming
from. Next one, Vincenzo Barbado. How long of a run does Sinner have to go on until you guys realize he's a way better player than Carlos? He learns faster and improves his game at a scary rate. Is it another 4 consecutive slam victories? Just curious. Hey, Vincenzo, how about not being 1-5 in their last 6? Then we can start talking.
Vincenzo, I love the confidence after 1 win out of their last 6 matches. I love it. And I'm on Sinner. I picked him to win, unlike JP and a lot of the other people. I picked him to win, but let's pump the brakes here. Like I get it. I'll go on into the hard court season. Sinner probably going to have the advantage on Alcaraz. But let's run it back next year and let's see what happens. So yeah, maybe 4 consecutive wins is what I need.
Come on.
Okay, we got another one here. David Edipalo 8640 says, does JP get paid just to fangirl Alcaraz even when he gets dominated?
Unfortunately, the answer is no. Trust me. If you know somebody out there willing to pay me, I will do whatever I need to.
Yeah, if you could get him on the Alcaraz payroll, that would be sweet. But
let me join the team,
David. I didn't watch a match where Alcaraz got dominated. To me, that was not the Wimbledon final,
dude. I also, just for the people out there, like, I'm a tennis fan. Very rarely are you going to see me like tear down a player. Sure, like maybe criticize, but I also don't even know enough about the intricacies of the game. Like, I'm here to boost the players. I'm not here to trash anyone.
That's right. All right.
Okay. Next one. Steven, I suggest you watch Andy Roddick's The Serve Today about why Carlos' serve was probably off. I think it was a bit more insightful than what JP was saying. By the way, Andy often wrong, but his guest, Chris Eubanks, was on the money today and very insightful. I respect you both, but Carlos is not a dummy. He is a champion. He was pushed on his speed and velocity, so he was going to make more mistakes. It was clearly a strategy as Sinner was too careful and frozen in Paris, but swinging freely in London. But when you're trying to redline your serve, there's going to be a lower percentage. Yeah. It's just like Yannick going to the net. He knew he wouldn't always be successful, but he kind of took that strategy away from Carlos. But Steven, like John Isner, another smart blog, you were on the money about Sinner winning and why. Both of you cited the fast service. And you love hating on low IQ Pavi G. Imagine someone from his country complaining and lying about doping. His country is the doping kings of the world. Wonder why they can't use their nationality any longer in sorts. Poor babushka Pavi.
Actually kind of I goated comment in my
Creatures covered a lot.
You caught a stray there, JP, unfortunately, but you know what?
Crazy stray.
That's show business. I appreciate the love, creatures, and yeah, like his serve, having a low first serve percentage makes total sense. If he's trying to hit it bigger to keep Sinner at bay, like when you try and hit it bigger, you're gonna miss more. That's pretty basic, and that's a good point. Kathy M2511 says, JP, this is another one to boost your confidence back up. I love JP. Great take on burner scum. Chud, quote, old low-grade B film, cannibalistic human underground dwellers. Wink.
Oh.
P.S. I also love the capybara with the heart eyes.
Love you, Kathy. Appreciate you. Right now, like the comments, we're this.
It's just a war zone. Total war.
We're high right now. Let's see how it plays out. Let's see if the strategy pays off, Cotton.
Let's go.
Oh, Diego Montia, 4806. All right, you should change the name of the podcast in I Love Alcaraz. He is the best player ever, even when he is totally outplayed. Viva the Spaniard. Is it too long? Come on, be effing serious if you have a podcast.
Oh, it's so funny. I love like Diego Mattia. I guess that's an Italian name maybe, but I love the Italians here. I love how spicy they are. They're coming in, they win, they're like talking trash immediately. One win for Sinner in the last 6, trash talk.
And we'll look into that if that name works out. I do like that. That was pretty creative.
Yeah, that was a great name. Great idea. At NHL Lover, or NH Lover. He says, possibly Carlos may need to think about a coach for his serves. They need to improve, and at 22 years old, of course they will. Carlos is a phenomenal player, and he is just getting started, I think he meant to say. Yeah, I think someone else commented, like, that's a tough call. I think his serve's good, and he'd been serving well, and he's served really well in the Wimbledon finals in the past. You can put in a bad performance with your first serve, and that's what he did. I don't know if he needs to, like, correct anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's a freaking beast. Norman Cook, 965. If I was in the top 10 or even 20, I'd rather get Alcaraz in the draw than Sinner, as his highs are higher, but his lows are lower. That was reflected in this match. Sinner played well, as he always does, and Alcaraz was a little off, as can sometimes happen with him. Bullseye.
Fair enough. Totally.
Completely agree.
Spot on. Although I feel like, and with Sinner, there's a big chance you're losing 6-1, 6-2, 6-1 in an hour. And then with Alcaraz, like there's a very high chance of getting put on like essentially a poster, like a highlight reel pack, where you're just going to be getting ran around the court. So, you can. What would you rather do? Just get like shot in the head, or like stabbed and left to bleed out? I feel like that's more like the Carlos way of going down.
Right. Yeah, Carlos either going to dunk on you or like lose by 20.
Yeah. Okay, so next one is MNTia Vintage and No Solo. I think we're getting dunked on it again here. He goes, unlike you, many think Sinner is as great as Alcaraz right now, and I think he's proven it. In 10 years, perhaps you'll be able to say that Alcaraz is one of the greatest of all time, but not now, unlike what you said. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think
how many majors does Alcaraz? How many majors does Alcaraz have right now?
5.
It's like if you just solely even look at the list of players, like at 22 years old, he's still very high up on the list of career majors won.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think Alcaraz is one of the greatest of all times right now, and so is Sinner. So we can just clear that out. If they both retire right now, they are going to be both on the list forever. Like there's a group of players at 8. There's a group of players at 7. But, in my opinion, both of those guys are getting there for sure. So we're going to see them become all-time greats in front of our eyes. That was neat.
Yep. Next one, Annalisa Monero, 199. Why this need to know who's better? Just enjoy their matches. I love both of them. So different personalities on and off the courts.
We love both of them too.
It's a business. Yeah, we love both of them too. But we got to know who's better. We're trying to find the dog. We're trying to find the GOAT.
I think people are thinking that we are like way on Alcaraz's side because we were just talking about the facts that he won 5 in a row.
Right.
But no, Sinner, like after the final where I picked him to win again, he's clearly the number one player in the world right now because the points show that I think he has one of the highest point totals in history right now as well. Like I think he's above 12,000 points, which is like rare air.
It is crazy because as I do think back on the episode, I'm like, man, I'm pretty sure we're saying like, even though they're 1-5 in their last 6, like it feels like they're right back to even. Like, I feel like we were praising Sinner a decent amount, but
yeah,
can't win them all. Love this next comment, Steven.
Nora says, I had Medvedev winning the U.S. Open, but that was before I realized he hadn't made it to the 3rd round in any slam this year. But overall, I think the U.S. Open is a slam of surprises. So maybe he or anyone not named Sinner or Alcaraz can actually do it. That is true.
That would be the most Medvedev thing of all time.
Yeah. I think he beat Alcaraz there 2 years ago. So he's done it.
Love it. Grant Erbers Dobler. They're both great generational talents. Alcaraz is barely 6 foot, so for his size, he gets a lot out of the serve. Just wasn't there today, and partly because the pressure Sinner poses. Sinner fans, I'm happy for you guys, I'm happy for your guy, but everyone could tell Alcaraz was off/below his best. If he doesn't bring it, he knows Sinner will win because he rarely dips. Also, no one has talked about how Alcaraz has played 54 matches this year and won 24 straight. No 3-month hiatus to come into both slams fresh. I know it wasn't Sinner's choice. He looked cooked, and the 16 and a half hours caught up to him in the 30-degree heat. Not all their matches will be epic. Law of averages, Sinner will win more on faster surfaces. Even though he won this Wimby, I think Alcaraz will have the edge long-term on grass. It makes me exciting because now Alcaraz has to level up again, and he is too good not to. Buckle up. Great comment, Grant.
Great comment. Love everything he said there. And that is the exciting part. Is like we talked about, Alcaraz's next challenge is trying to beat Sinner at a major on a hard court.
Boom.
Jolan Kiabi says, nobody mentions that Swiatek has played 5 matches just before Wimbledon, which makes her play 12 matches in a row to win the title. She, matched tough because she, and distributed some baked goods in the final.
Yeah. Nora GZ1LP. What if neither player is the U.S. Open final, actually? What if? Would be epic because maybe one of our guys would be in there. But until that doesn't happen, I'm going to predict that they're both going to be in the final.
Yeah, exactly. Kingston says, I'm fascinated how Saba bounces back. She's best player in the world, but will end up with no slams this year. Well, we got one more to play. And it's probably it is her best surface for sure.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that. But yeah, no, she's been in the final of all 3. No, sorry, hasn't been in the final of Wimbledon. But yeah, she's making deep runs at every tournament. She ain't losing early, so she's definitely number 1. Just has had a frustrating year not getting over the line there.
Right, but a great year. Great year
for sure.
Brenda Johnson, shout out Brenda, long time commenter. Carlos didn't have his serve that day. You can't win without it. When you're struggling with one of your key weapons, missing it puts your whole game off. It's that simple. Carlos looked tired going into the match. I noticed the body language. He played a lot of fabulous tennis, and the season is not over. Rotterdam, Indian Wells final, Monte Carlo, Rome, Barcelona final, Queens, Roland Garros, and Wimbledon final.
Yeah.
It's a lot of tennis.
It's a lot of tennis. You need your serve, though. That's right, Brenda. Parmacron says, Rude lost in the quarterfinals. In Gstaad, he's talking about, which I picked him to win. So, yeah, don't listen to me. Essentially, the key here should be like, do not listen to me. Do not take, this is not financial advice.
That was an upset, though.
Yeah, it was. Definitely was an upset. I got to read this next one because I love it. Odonsky 9611. He says, hello, world, again. And he goes, 1, no. 2, no. 3, nothing.
Wait, is this a guy that said hello, world the last week?
Yeah.
And we were like, it made me think of that tweet.
Yeah.
We're like, I'm going to take a nap. Yo, shout out Odonsky, dude. I didn't need to be back.
The most interesting man in the world. We have no clue what he's talking about.
please comment next week. I need it.
That's right.
Oh, all right. Nora-GZ1LP. Steve, this one is directed at Steven, not me. Why do you promote this haram stuff? It's a good question, Nora. Steven, care to
I don't know
answer?
what that means, really, but
I'll tell you what haram is.
I know what it means.
Okay.
But tell me what it means.
So you lied. So haram.
That was haram for me to lie, but I translated it says, may Allah guide you and reform you.
I forgot to hit that translation.
Dang. We're appreciate the blessing. But last comment, Dunbar555. Alcaraz was just very lucky not to lose in Roland Garros. Lucky.
That's a take.
They're calling him lucky, which
the harder I work, the luckier I get. That's what Carlos Alcaraz would say to you, Dunbar.
Yeah. No, I know, like, there is like, if he's not hating, like, there is a point there. Like, I think Alcaraz would say he was fortunate to get through that third set there. Like, you're down 3 championship points and then you have to break serve. If he had to do that 10 times, how many times do you think he's winning that? I don't know. But doesn't matter. He won.
That's the sport.
You got to finish.
This has been like the year. There was some crazy stat. I have to dig back deep and to find it. But like, it's been an absurd amount of matches that people have won when they're down a set and like down 15-40 in a break point. Right. And it's like, there's been an insane amount of comebacks this year at that score line.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's not over till it's over. That's like the most true thing in tennis for sure.
Yeah.
Good
deal. I think I'm solid.
That was a great comment section. So looking forward to your comments next week. Thanks for leaving them. Thanks for participating in the show. But I think that's all we got, JP, for today.
That's all we got, man. If you're still here watching, thank you, first of all. Second of all, subscribe. We've been seeing the subscriber numbers. They've been climbing. Y'all been hitting that button, and it does not go unnoticed. So please keep us going in the right direction, because without you guys, we can't achieve these goals.
That's right. And yeah, shout out to JP for crushing it on the Instagram with the posts. You guys have been loving the picture posts that he's been cooking up. So go follow us on Instagram if you're not there already. That community is exploding right now. So yeah, JP, people love the bald memes. They can't get enough of it.
They do. Might have to start cooking.
Me and you next.
Oh, bro, yeah, me and you next. And actually, I'm glad we talked about this. I have to do Agassi and Runa.
Just don't even do anything.
Too much chance. Yeah, exactly. Like, dang, Agassi's his first coaching tip to Runa: cut the hair.
That is so good. That's a great one. Yeah, let's get some high quality.
I'm gonna make it right when we get off.
Okay, find a pic of them like on court together or something in Washington. This just
it's gonna be tough to get him without the hat on, without Runa, without a hat. But I'll find it. This is why they pay me the big bucks. I'm gonna make it happen.
Correct. That's why he's on the payroll big time. All right. Well, that's a wrap from the Slice World Headquarters in Tennessee and Victoria, BC. You guys have a great rest of your Tuesday, which this should hopefully come out on, and have a great rest of your week. We'll see you all in Toronto. If you're there, come say hi. It's gonna be awesome, and we will get stuck around it. Anyways, see ya.